Hello, South Central Conference teachers. My name is Paul D. Nixon, and I am the CEO and founder of an education consulting company called Virtual VP. Virtual VP is a unique company because while most education consultants are focused on student learning, we are focused on teacher support. In fact, that's the reason the company exists. We want to help teachers and administrators do their jobs better and more efficiently. We want to make your job easier, to lighten your workload, and to provide support wherever we can for you. Because it's such a unique position to occupy, I'll say it again just to make sure it sinks in. We are here to help teachers. We do not do teacher evaluation, we do teacher support. We don't do classroom observation, we do classroom strengthening. It is from this perspective that I'm excited to introduce you to the Virtual VP Teacher Coaching Program, a unique virtual coaching program that's designed to help teachers in whatever areas they need help. Now, I'm deliberately using the word coaching here. Remember, we don't do teacher evaluations, so coaching is not a good teacher pairing up with a bad teacher to make the bad teacher better. Having a teacher coach is not an indication that you aren't doing your job well or that something is wrong with your classroom practice. At Virtual VP, we believe the evidence proving that the teacher is the most important school-related factor in student success. Student learning is so important that we believe that every teacher deserves a coach. Let me make a comparison to illustrate. Everyone knows the famous basketball player LeBron James. He's universally considered one of the best players to ever play the game of basketball. But as good as he has never in his professional career played a game without a coach. So who's the better basketball player, LeBron James or his coach? You see my point? Having a coach doesn't mean you aren't good or that your coach is better than you. Instead, a coach provides a fresh perspective, a sympathetic ear, a second brain to help you think through what you're facing in the classroom. The coach's perspective is different, and they can help in some different ways. The entire goal of this program is to support teachers and educators. To help facilitate that, we provide 100% external confidentiality. We want you to feel free to speak openly about what it does and does not work for you in your school and in your situation. Now, we can't solve every problem, but we can help with a lot of the issues you're facing with research-based strategies and with targeted solutions. When we say that coaching sessions are 100% confidential between our company and the educator, what we mean is that your principal and the conference officials will never know what your private issues are. Keep in mind, though, that we are under contract with the South Central Conference Office of Education. So we are receptive to the conference and the administrator's wishes for areas of teacher improvement. We collaborate with the conference and with the administrator. We don't do evaluations, but the principal of the conference may use evaluation data that they collect to ask us to help you with something specific. Our perspective, though, is always to provide help for teachers. So let's talk a little bit about the teacher coaching sequence. Our coaching program has 4 main steps to it. Each of these steps will take as long as it needs in order to help you with what you need. It could take half a session or it could take several sessions to progress from one step to the next, and we're very comfortable with that. Step 1 of the process is like an entrance interview. Our first question is, what can we do for you? How can we help? What are your personal teaching goals? What are the school's and the conference's goals for you? What are your areas of strength and weakness? What are your pain points? Once we know some of these things, we can recommend some research-based strategies to help you through these areas. Next, we ask, how are the strategies working? We follow up on your success in trying these new strategies and make adjustments where necessary. We also offer new strategies where necessary if the first ones don't seem to be working. During this process, we are constantly gathering feedback from teachers on how things are working, so we can make quick adjustments if we need to. The third step, once we have a handle on the first issue we're working on, is to move on to the next area of improvement. Now, we find that teachers often have several pain points, so we will deal with them 1 or 2 at a time. Step 3 takes us to a new area of focus and a new strategy to help you deal with it. Finally is step 4, and that's like an exit interview. We do this at the end of the semester or when our coaching agreement comes to an end. We ask you to look back on the entire process and ask, how did this work? We again gather specific feedback from you on how things went, what worked well, what we can improve upon as coaches so we can help you in the future and also teachers just like you. We will also ask you to compare where you felt you were at the beginning of our process to where you are at the end of our process. What specific skills have you gained? How has your impression of your own ability changed since working with us? Now, there are three categories that we have in mind for this program. We have three categories of teachers in mind. The first category is the new teacher, which we define as teachers with 3 years of classroom experience or less. For new teachers, we are suggesting that coaching is required, but it's a gentle requirement. It's a reluctant imperative. We think of it like requiring you to take some money from me. It is a requirement, but it's a requirement that you want to meet. For new teachers, we are looking to provide virtual coaching in small groups of 4 or 5 teachers once a week for about 90 minutes per session. Now, before you react to this extra work, remember that our goal is the opposite of that. We're not trying to give you extra work. We're trying to make your work easier. We want your coaching time to be time you would have been working anyway, but now you're working together with a highly skilled teacher coach and fellow colleagues that you can brainstorm and grow with. If, for example, you're having a hard time with, let's say, lesson plans, we can spend some time in our actual coaching session working on lesson plans. So it's work that you had to do anyway, but now it's work that will be done at a higher level because you'll do it with your coach and with your colleagues. And you'll build the skill of lesson planning at the same time. The second group of teachers is teachers who are struggling. Now, this could be teachers who are thinking about quitting their jobs or teachers who are thinking about leaving the profession altogether. This might be teachers who the administrator or the conference is considering not renewing for the next year based on evaluation data. For struggling teachers, we again recommend that coaching is required. Now, in this case, we want to do one-on-one coaching every other week for about an hour each session. The one-on-one nature of the coaching is deliberate so that teachers who are having a hard time can reveal the things that are contributing to their struggle, things that may be private. So we don't want to do that in a group. The third group that we have in mind is veteran teachers. We are suggesting that veterans can opt into coaching if they want to, meeting once per month at about 90 minutes per session. These sessions can be individual or in a small group cohort if there are a few teachers who want to meet together with the coach. The Virtual VP Teacher Coaching Program is designed to make your job easier. Teaching is hard, and you shouldn't have to do it alone. And now you don't. Contact us today, and we can start your coaching journey with a quality, caring teacher coach. Virtual VP. Teachers help students. We help teachers.